Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now anyone who follows my channel will probably have an idea of where I am on this road. I use it quite a lot. This is sector 1 of the Mendip TT circuit. Now I'm not doing the Mendip TT circuit today. I'm actually on my way down to Poole in Dorset for the reopening of S-Bomb Vintage Workshop. I talked about it in yesterday's vlog, which is it's a vintage workshop that specialises in doing custom builds on cars and bikes, and they've got a cafe there and a bit of a shop, and it's just a bit cool. It's a good biker hangout as well as a petrol head hangout, and basically an all-round nice place to be. I mean, Poole's beautiful anyway, but so yeah, we're going up Burnden Combe. I'm not going to push it too hard because we've had a bit of rain. I have left about an hour and a half later than I was hoping to this morning. That's purely because we've had a bit of rain this morning. Now, talking about the rain, I'm going to quickly broach on why I don't ride in the rain, which will lead me on to my first subject that I'm going to chat shit about today. And that's fair weather riders. Now I know there are some out there, and me being in the similar sort of category, but they don't ride in the rain for whatever reason. There's several reasons. Now my reasoning is not the fact that I don't like getting wet, because I don't mind getting wet at all in any way, shape or form. It's not the fact that I think it's dangerous in the rain, although it is clearly not quite as safe an experience as on dry roads. It's not dangerous as long as you adjust your speed, your braking, smooth out your riding style. Am I going to have time to get in front here? I don't know. Possibly, yes. Okay, I'll try anyway. Yep. Smooth out your riding style and read the road slightly better, giving yourself more distance to think. It's not dangerous. That isn't a problem. The reason I don't like riding in the rain, and it's probably the weakest of all the reasons, is I have an OCD issue regarding the cleanliness of my bike. If I'm riding in the rain, the only thing I'm thinking about is not the road, it's not the surface, it's not the riding style, it's the fact of when I get off the bike, what my bike's going to look like. All that crap that gets on your wheels, swing arm, front end, seat hump, that's what's going through my head. The situation with that means that if you're not concentrating on the road, then you're putting yourself in more danger than the actual wet surface itself. So there's my reasoning. So what I'm going to talk about to start off with is suffering from OCD. A lot of people do it. Now I'm going to come out here and tell you that I'm not a doctor. You may be surprised to hear that. But I don't think OCD is an actual thing. It's a title that's been given to people that have two problems, one of which is a cleanliness issue, the other of which is a self-confidence issue. And both those scenarios have been lumped into this one title of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. I think that's what it means, or obsessive compulsion disorder. Now when you break down those two different scenarios, you have the cleanliness issue. Now that's my issue, that's where I have a bit of a problem. It's not about being sparkly clean everywhere, far from it. It's about organisation, making sure things are right. If something is dirty, I have to clean it. With regards to my bike, I mean, I've seen some laptop screens and some touch screens on iPads and tablets, things like that, that have got finger marks, and I can't cope with that. I have to get that sorted. But weirdly, it's a situation where I give it the title of the sock drawer theory. Now the best way I can describe that, and I'm a bit concerned actually looking at this because this might actually have a bit of a shower in a moment, the best way I can describe it is by showing you a mobile phone screen. So if I put up on the screen now an unlocked iPhone, that there is what I call an open sock drawer. And And if I compare it to a screenshot of my phone when I unlock it, the sock drawer's closed. Now let me explain this, and bear with me, because a lot of people think this is madness in its own right. Everyone has, or most people have, if you're lucky enough, a bedside cabinet or a bedside table. Now on top of that bedside table you may have a lamp, maybe an alarm clock, possibly a TV remote, a mobile phone charger, and it's kept relatively tidy, in the most part. If you look underneath the bedside cabinet and open the drawer, most people will have socks, underwear, old watches that the battery ran out 2 years ago, pens, out-of-date credit cards, you name it, it's in there. Batteries, whatever. Now what's inside the sock drawer doesn't bother me, because you can close it. But what's on top of the cabinet has to be tidy. That's my condition of OCD. If I can't see it, it's not a problem. Now the other side of OCD is the confidence issue. You get people that have to turn light switches off 5 times before they can leave. They have to check the door several times before they can walk away. Have to check the tightness of a wheel bolt several times before they allow the car to be driven out. Now that's not an OCD issue in itself. What that is a confidence issue, because at some point you've second guessed yourself. At some point you've walked away from your house and thought, oh, did I lock that door? And you've gone back and checked it. From that moment on, you then have a self-confidence issue in what you're doing. It's not a problem. Double checking's never a bad thing. But all of a sudden, this has been given the title of a disorder. And we need to sort some of this out, because it's not a disorder. It's just being confident, underconfident, overconfident, or just not being sure of yourself sometimes. So yeah, I don't like the title of disorder, even though I kind of have it, because I still think it's unnecessary to give a title to something that is actually fairly normal. So the situation we have nowadays is people give themselves a title because everyone likes to have a thing. No one's embarrassed to say now, I have OCD, I have some sort of disorder. It's actually more embarrassing and more out of the ordinary not to have one, so everyone jumps on a bandwagon. Oh, I've got this, oh, I've got that. Now what you've got is probably you're a little bit underconfident, you're a little bit unsure of yourself, or you're a bit weird about cleanliness. None of those things are bad things. None of those things are a disorder. Be proud of what you are. Stop giving yourselves titles. The sad thing is, modern life is so stressful and so busy and so in your face, and you don't get a minute to think about it, that we like to be a part of a group, regardless of what group that is, whether it's a so-called disorder or whether it's a membership of a club, or we like to be part of something. Like motorcyclists, you know. There's plenty of good cafes and coffee shops in my local area, but I'm riding out now for a couple of hours each way to have a coffee somewhere where I feel comfortable, because there are going to be people there that have the same ideas, same ideologies, same thinking and same interests as me. It's about being part of something. Maybe being a motorcyclist is a disorder. You break it down. I'd like to do a hobby that's extremely dangerous, is dependent on weather conditions, targeted by other road users and the officials of the road. It's expensive, both in the hardware, the software, and relationships. I've never met a partner yet who's able to turn around and say, oh, I absolutely love it when he goes out on the bike. Because you know what? Everyone worries. We all worry about so much these days. Maybe worrying's a disorder. I don't know. I'm going down a rabbit hole now that I don't want to go down. Right. I'm sure I've chat at least 10 minutes of shit here. So I am going to let you go, especially as my phone's ringing. And I will catch up with you guys in a bit. Later. Hello? Hello? Hello?